Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and it's another week, another pile of toys to go through. How's everybody doing? Getting along? Holding hands? Singing songs? Happy toy community? Woo! Playing with action figures? That's what I thought. It never fails. As soon as I finish shooting the weekly, I put it through edits, I post it to Patreon on Friday, boom, something new pops up. And the thing this go around, I talked about some Super 7 Ultimates last Friday, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. They posted some more. Here is the Classic Monsters Ultimates Wave 1, Nosferatu and Metaluna Mutant. I don't know why I can't say that. Metaluna Mutant. Metaluna Mutant. There you go. Both have some stylization that Ultimates house style that Super 7 does for the Ultimates. It's not going to be all the way realistic. They tweak it a bit. But you're not going to go confusing these monsters for other monsters, right? It's definitely Nosferatu, and it's definitely Metaluna Mutant. I did it. In fact, an animated Orlog kind of makes you want to put it with the Super 7 Ultimate SpongeBob. They fit a little bit better together. And in my brain, I'm like, Nosferatu and SpongeBob don't fit, but it does.
Nosferatu!
I don't make the rules. Interesting that they're starting with these two, though. It makes you wonder where they're going to go from here. $55 a piece, scheduled for late summer 2023. Hey, look! The McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Walmart exclusive gold label Dark Flash has been officially revealed. Only about a month and a half after it was found on pegs. I've speculated that the confusion here is on Walmart's end because every other figure reveal from McFarlane Toys has been, oh, here's this, here's the pre-order, there you go, boom, sexy, done, on to the next thing. But you throw Walmart in the mix and things seem to go a bit haywire. Figures pop up, reveals later. I mean, this is now official from McFarlane Toys themselves, and there's no link on Walmart yet, but it's been found in store. At least as I'm recording this, I haven't seen a link. Flip side, here is the McFarlane Toys store exclusive gold label Kid Flash. I think it was just a few weeks ago that they showed the mainline Wallace in the speed metal colors with the grays. Didn't have to wait long at all for the more classic feeling yellow and reds. And it looks spiffy with the lightning effects on it. The waistline jumps out at me. I wish the crotch cover would have followed the design of the lightning belt, but we've seen harsher transitions in DC Multiverse. I absolutely love this running pose, though. It's stiff but fun. I kind of hear a Scooby-Doo running sound effect in my head when I look at it. $20 should ship in November. Okay, these aren't new announcements or anything. In fact, if you followed San Diego Comic-Con coverage, you've already seen these in their full glass display glory. But this week, Jaded Toys posted official promo images of their Cheetos Chester Cheetah and their Mega Man Heat Man. This confirms two things. One, these are looking pretty sweet. And two, Jaded Toys wants to keep these on our hearts and minds. That's a good thing. Keep interest up as they tool away behind the scenes. Between these and Street Fighter and upcoming Universal Monsters, I'm ready for some plastic to get into my hands. I want to test them out, see what's going on here. No pre-orders yet, though. Hopefully those swing around soon. I talked about Death Gas Station way back in January when I was made aware of the line. I had no clue it existed before that. The visuals are eye-catching, that post-apocalyptic thing going on, world building, if you will, with the wacky designs and the characters and everything going on. I think back then I compared it to Ashley Wood without the robots. Well, okay, not as much robots. I say all this because Damn Toys solicited their Homeless Joe this week, and I kind of love it. As much as I dig the aesthetics of the previous figures, I never jumped in, but this, god dang it, they found my weak spot. This sings to me. It really does. The clothing, the stove, the tent, the victuals, all the accessories are so cool. Plus bearded Metal Man just wandering the countryside. Come on now. Okay, I don't know if that's meant to be a beard or a big chin, but that's the way I'm looking at it, with the whiteness and the pipe sticking through it. It's a beard. Pricey at $160 though. Whew. Here I am cutting back on Hasbro at $25 a piece, all while getting starry-eyed for imports and expensive collectibles. I know, I'm not opening that up for debate, I'm just saying, it's a funny observation. It's like, oh, Ooh. Doesn't matter at the moment though, I've got a year before making any foregone conclusions. That's when it comes out. Dang, Sentinel is actually making a run at trying to give us that perfect Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse display, announcing their Spider-Gwen and Spider-Ham 2-pack. Now, I'm not saying other companies haven't given it a go. Hasbro has some nice figures out there. Mafex, in fact, I chose Mafex Miles over the SV Action, despite everyone telling me, oh no, you need to grab that SV Action Miles. It is amazing. And I'll have that chance because that is reissuing this month too. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Gwen and Ham. Gwen and Ham. Ham and Gwen. There's something magical going on here. They don't just capture the looks nicely, they also move like the dickens. I've got that SV Action Spider-Man, and it may be one of my favorite Spider-Mans to pose around and mess with. I gotta think this is more the same. I mean, look at that crouch on Gwen, and then the toe is going up and around and touching the floor. That's crazy. On top of that, like the rest, she has a few display options. She can go full costume with optional heads for different mask eyes, or there's 2 unmasked looks with either side eye or face forward. And then there's a swappable school uniform. This actually looks like it's an unarticulated torso and arms that you just plug the head and unfortunately the legs onto. I say that because if it wasn't for the legs, you'd have 2 full Gwen figures. As far as I can tell though, that's not the case with Spider-Ham. There's the vanilla body that comes with various arms, bent elbows, straight down arms, holding camera, thwip right, mallet left, along with regular and sad heads. Then there's a dynamic body with the legs spread way out that also takes all those extra body parts. If my math is right, 2 heads, 2 bodies, several sets of arms, you do get 2 Spider-Hams in this package. And sure, it's that statue thing, but it's not as bad as Penny Parker that came with Spider. There's actually display options with this one. Cherry on top, Sentinel released an image teasing Spider-Man Noir too, so I mean, that's the main crew. Are they gonna go into villains next? That would be neat. Spider-Gwen and Spider-Ham are about $120, releases next April, and then the reissue Miles is, how much? $95. Scheduled for February. It's the 3rd week of the month, you know what that means. New Medicom Mafex reveals. The reveals seem less intensive this month though, but I've also talked about my burnout when it comes to MCU Spider-Man and Iron Man. It's almost a running gag at this point. New movie means 2 new costumes plus battle damage. You can do a deluxe set, there's all these extra, or you want to redo the Spider-Man or Iron Man you've already done to make it better, more accurate. I can't keep up with all you dang kids and your Spideys and your Starks. Well, now that I think about it, the first version of Medicom's Mafex Iron Man Mark 85, they solicited it, and then they came back around later and added more goodies to it for no extra cost, and that's when I grabbed it, which put me down the rabbit hole of needing Captain America and their Thor to finish off that holy trinity. And it's a nice figure, so getting it battle damaged, not a bad thing. And you look at it and, oh, yep, it's the same sculpt, even with the crazy overlay shoulder pads, but it has been tweaked. It has been resculpted. Most of the parts have damage on it. This is more bare bones on the accessory front, though, but you do get extra hands, including the 2 Infinity Nano Gauntlets. And then for heads, there's masked, unmasked damaged, and unmasked slightly more damaged. For the No Way Home upgraded suit Spider-Man, my brain's telling me, you already have this, or they already did this. Was that another company? Again, I can't keep track. But it's one of my favorite MCU looks with the reds and the blacks and it's clean. You know what I mean? Get some masked heads with different eyes, get the unmasked Tom Holland head, and I guess there's a swappable neck too because there's a different one with skin showing right there. Don't get me wrong, this is super detailed and accurate, but that's just a byproduct of waiting this long after the movie releases to make it, which they're good at, obviously. The Iron Man's from Avengers Endgame. When was that? 1986? Somewhere in there? I only have these images right now. At the moment, it seems pre-orders haven't went up. But as soon as they do, we'll take a look at the bigger, prettier promo pictures. Ooh! I am in a precarious predicament here. I record the weekly on Friday. The deadline for the Hasbro Marvel Legends HasLab Engine of Vengeance Robbie Reyes early bird figure is tonight. So I don't know what the tally is there yet, but then by the time this posts to YouTube, the results will be final. So as you're watching this right now, if you're on YouTube, I don't know whether to yay or I think this will be make or break for some people that added value to the overall price. And yeah, I say that full well knowing that the price is the biggest deal breaker for a lot of people. And that's okay. That's the whole point. It's crowdfunding. If you want it, it's there. If not, don't go for it. And if it fails, then it wasn't meant to be. But like I said last week, I can't get too kerfuffled because I'm just not into this version of Ghost Rider. The figure and car looks cool and the options are nice. I don't dig it. But I also understand the sticker shock. And before anybody gets ornery on me, I said the exact same thing about the Rancor, and I really wanted that. At least this campaign has better tiers. They announced Mephisto as the first unlock, which brings up its own set of complications because putting a popular character, a classic character, behind a more modern version of a classic character in a campaign that has to reach certain goals. It's crazy. Let's go from that to a whole heap and helping of Robo Don't Know. When it comes to sports, I am completely clueless. So that's why I don't have a lot to say about Hasbro's starting lineup Wave 1. Here's some basketball figures. But to hop right back on that price train, $50 a piece. But here, I'm seeing all kinds of licensing hurdles. And I know some of you don't want to hear it, that whole behind the scenes thing, I shouldn't have to care about that, why are they passing on that to me? But it is. I mean, you have the NBA, you have the teams themselves. Is there some kind of likeness rights when it comes to the players? And then from what I understand online, Nike ain't the easiest to work with, or the cheapest, I guess. Giving them all individual shoes and the different jerseys and the logos and not the tattoos. That's an odd thing because they're displaying them right next to actual pictures of the players that have tattoos. But again, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not behind the scenes at Hasbro. I don't know what all goes into the prices and the thought process. I just know that I was going to test drive this line, but at $50 a piece for something that I have absolutely no attachment to, they look cool. That's all I got, really. I do feel like that this isn't for your casual action figure collector, though. This is more sports fanatics and sneaker collect. I don't know. And really, that observation is made from tweets that I've been seeing and comments on the forums. But again, I can't afford to just dabble here. I wish it well. I hope it finds its audience. But I don't know how much I'll be talking about it. Then there's Black Series. And on that front, I do know a little bit about Star Wars. That's my bread and butter. That's my favoritist of franchises. My dearest of displays. But even here, I'm finding myself cherry picking. Which again, isn't a bad thing. Hey, I don't need to buy everything, especially when it's like, oh, this is slightly different from this. This is a new hat on your Mandalorian. This week they solicited the Amazon exclusive, and it makes my spine shiver to say the 3-pack of the Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano, and Grogu. On its surface, it's repacks of Mando and Ahsoka, and then a re-sculpted Baby Yoda. Then you start looking closer at the figures, fine-tooth comb it, go over all the details, and yep, it's just repacks of Mando and Ahsoka. This is the first clean Din Djarin we've had from Season 2, though. The first one was a snow deco, and the second one was credit collection, so it's in the oddball colors from the end of the episodes. So 3 versions of this body solicited, none in our hands yet. Oh, it does come with the Beskar Spear, though. That's new. For Ahsoka, this is her second go-around, and having it in hand, it's a nice figure, and I have been wanting that cloak, so that's tempting. Grogu is similar to the last version they solicited, just sitting and fiddling, but it's not the same sculpt. It's similar, but different. That's all fine and dandy. I would have ponied up at $50, $55, but this is $67. At their current base prices, that's $25 for Din, $25 for Ahsoka, and $17 for the little thumb of a figure that's Grogu. And that's the second time this summer that they've charged almost, well, okay, $17 doesn't compare to $25 that they're charging for the standard line version that's him sitting, comes with the pram, some other accessories. So it's a little bit of a discount, a little bit. But for $67, shouldn't we have gotten like an actual cloth cape for Mando instead of that plastic plank that's currently hanging off his back, maybe a resculpted head that's more accurate, that would have been pretty sweet. That would have been nice. That would have made me go, maybe. I guess if you're just jumping into the collection, you haven't done Star Wars before, getting the clean Beskar is nice. And then Ahsoka with all of her accessories. And then a Grogu that you may not have gotten before. What was that original one? It was like under $10. And then the $25, $17 back up. If you were to buy Ahsoka at her current price, the first version at $21.99, and then a 10 that is, well, one's Target exclusive, one's Credit Collection. The prices, at current prices, it does work out, but at the same time, damn it, why they keep charging us for that Baby Yoda? Fortunately, I'm good on all three of these characters, and I'm not as rowdy as it seems. It's just like I'm working through it in my brain, and it doesn't work out, so I'm oddly okay with that. If I'm feeling frisky, I'll just get a third-party poncho for the Ahsoka I already have, and then wait for the next wave to show. That's where we're at. But the big news this week, and it just happened as I was walking in here, is Hasbro's Dungeons & Dragons Cartoon Classics. And seeing these this morning, I'm just now finding out, or just now realizing, that it's the 40th anniversary of that cartoon. Has this been the holdup all this time? We've been screaming to the heavens for Dungeons & Dragons cartoons figures. And I never put two and two together to adjust my expectations that, oh, maybe they are waiting for an anniversary of some kind. Wave 1 is Diana, Hank, and Bobby with Uni pack-in. C, take a small, unarticulated figure, shove it in the package with a medium-size articulated figure. That works out price-wise. That is value in my brain. It's not that hard. Then again, I'm not mad about the other thing. It's just, it strikes me funny. The sculpts are somewhere in the realm of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm kidding. It's somewhere in between the animated look and a realistic look. It's like they've split the difference, but it does lean more towards cartoon. Take Diana, for instance. The neck is lengthened a little, give her more realistic proportions. The hair shortened, but that's also going to help with articulation there, with posing. In the cartoon, the hair came down, and we all know when plastic hair hits shoulders, it's kind of... It's the same with Bobby. He's going to have nice hair movement, but they kept the clodhopper boots, which, that's perfect. The harness does look to be restrictive in the torso region, but at the same time, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I think looking at Diana, there's going to be a dumbbell mid-chest and then a ball in the waist. But is that going to be the same for the smaller figure and then come around to Hank and it's all hidden up there? But his pictures, more than the rest, really show the limitations when it comes to hinge and swivel elbows. He is not going to get a really natural pull the arrow back feel. Still, I'm down. I fondly remember as a kid always wanted to be Hank, because all you had to do was pick up a bent stick and just... It was all up here, the energy shooting out. But articulation becomes more of a talking point with the Target exclusive Dungeon Master and Avenger 2-pack. This is Traffic Cone City. You're just going to get some arms, maybe upper torso, I don't know, but they look good. I don't know about the side eye though. This being exclusive, is there going to be other versions of Avenger? Maybe a deluxe set with horse? No, surely. It's interesting that the title says Cartoon Classics Scale. Like, hey, these do fit in with these other figures. Go ahead and mix them all together. Go ahead and pre-order them all at the same time. All in all, an updated retro feel to them. With, okay, how about this? With no knowledge whatsoever, I don't know who's working on this line, but it almost feels like these sculpts have been sitting on a shelf for a few years. You know what I mean? Back before Hasbro went double joint on females and such. That's what it feels like. Like, these have been ready for a little bit. They were waiting for that anniversary that I had no clue about. The basic figures are $25 a piece and should be available everywhere after this initial Target reveal. The Dungeon Master and Avenger 2-pack is a Target exclusive. Costs $50. And there, since it's also available on Pulse, it gives us a release date of somewhere January 2023. This is only half the crew. We need the other half. So hopefully these do well. We get the rest of the characters. Maybe Tiamat HasLab? Ooh. And that's it for this week. Probably not. Like I said, that was popping up as I was coming in here, so I'm probably missing something at the moment. And if I am missing it, we'll swing back around next week. If you're interested in seeing these pictures up close without me all, I'll be posting all of that along with links to pre-orders, more information on the Foosh front page Saturday at noon. But if you're impatient, and I know you are, we're all toy collectors, links are in the description. Is it weird that I'm not as bothered by the $25 price tag on the Dungeons & Dragons figures as I am the prices rising to that on things like Star Wars and Marvel Legends? Is it because my expectation for those lines that I've been buying for years and years, and in Marvel Legends case, years and years and years, is different compared to a brand new shiny line that I've been wanting forever? Yeah, that's probably weird. And then you throw in imports and everything else. Prices are the great debate at the moment, but it just comes down to our own sense of values, our own bank accounts, our own priorities, our own breaking points. When people ask me about what I think about all this, I'm just like, it depends on the toy. I may think a certain price is too expensive for a certain thing, but not so much for another thing, because, well, how much do I want this? My opinion is going to be different from your opinion, and your opinion, and your opinion, and your opinion, or it may line up with your opinion, or yours, or yours, or yours, or yours. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about toys! I absolutely do not give a shit about sports, so the starting lineup at $50 is just like, nope. I've also stopped buying reissues and repaints that don't float my boat. I've been skipping corners of the universes that I don't really have any attachment to. But new characters or properties that I've been wanting for a long time, major upgrades, yeah, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm still a collector. I still want things. Hell, on a lot of it, I'm happy just window shopping and going, oh yeah, that's awesome. People will enjoy that. Other people. And that's not just because of prices, it's also because of the sheer amount of product we are getting from all these different companies, from all these different sources. Just, you can't do it all. So again, oh, that looks nice, way over there. All right. See ya. So again, factors. I am not going to tell you what you should be buying, what you shouldn't be buying. I am just an asshole on the internet talking about toys, just showing you what's out there, and I'll give my opinion about it. That's how we do this. End of the day, you got to make the decisions that's going to affect your bank account and your lifestyle. It's on you, not me. Not anyone else. So if you enjoyed this Foosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Foosh. Oh, and I'm probably going to talk about this more in depth at some point in the future, but I've watched the first 3 episodes of Andor, and I like it. It just drops you in the Star Wars universe, all this new and exciting. And okay, it may drag a little, but it's world building. I'm really liking it. But the biggest thing was, I was a bit harsh on B2EMO when it was first revealed by Hasbro. I was like, what is this? A trash can with wheels? Is it a rolling toolbox? How silly. Now that I've seen it in action, yeah, I do kind of need that for the shelf. So I apologize for shitting on it. But no, a little context is not a bad thing. So I'm happy to go, well, that's okay. I'm in.